In the days before telephones, radio, TV, computers, the internet, email, texting and social media, the only way to get news from family members far away was by letter writing.
This is the next in a series of episodes showcasing old handwritten letters and notes from a Boston, New York family. Many of these transcribed letters date back more than 150 years ago.
The letters are part of a sizable collection belonging to Lydia A. Booth Canfield, whose family resided in the Boston and Concord area. Although Lydia passed in 1933, these letters are a testament to her love of family.
In this letter, although marked on the outside as 1850, the actual letter is dated September 13, 1845. It was sent from Isaac and his wife Lydia Phillips Booth, from Union, Connecticut, and addressed to John Brooks of the town of Boston, state of New York, Erie County. You'll note two items: no stamp on the outside of this folded letter, as postage stamps did not begin until July of 1847, and the county of Erie spelled E-R-Y-E. Well, the contents of the letter were of sad, delayed news for John and his wife, who is also named Lydia. Lydia Booth Brooks.
Union, September 13, 1845. Dear brother and sister, it is with feelings that brings tears in my eyes that I have to announce to you the death of our brother Sullivan. He died August 7, 1845. He was sick only 4 days, taken on Sunday, and died on Wednesday right about midnight. His disease was called cankerash and typhus fever. Together his family have all had the cankerash, but at present enjoying tolerable good health. Sullivan has left a wife and 4 children, and almost another, besides an aged father to take care of themselves in this sinful and wicked world. But we hope and trust that he has left this world for a better one where trials and troubles never are known, and where all tears are wept from all faces, and where joy is forevermore. Father enjoys good health, and is very spry for a man of his age. He has moved with us almost every day, all summer. He is almost 80 years old. He will move now more than half the boys. He cut last spring as much as 25 cords of wood for market, but I don't know what he will do now, as he has nobody to set him to work now that Sullivan is gone. He's always done all the planning for him. Father says I must write to you to let you know of Sullivan's death, and how the rest of us are at present. We are about settling the estate now. The property has been appraised. The inventory is something about $1,400. He was owing some. I do not know exactly how much. I think, however, his outlands and his stock will probably pay his debts, and leave the home farm for the widow and children, as Faith, has a life less of 1/2 of the home farm. It is that best not to have a distribution at present, as the children are all young. I hope you will pardon me for not writing sooner, as I soon will tell you the reason. I now will try to write a few lines to let you know that I and my family are at present enjoying tolerable good health, and hope these fine broken and ill-formed lines will find you and your families enjoying the same. When I say families, I mean yours and Elam's, as I write to you both. I must tell you that we have been somewhat afflicted this season past. I have had a balloon on my thumb which commenced some time in April, and I could not use my hand much of any till about the 1st of July, and it troubles me very much now about writing, and a good many sorts of work. I had just begun to work when our children was taken down with the cankerash, and some of them was very sick. Our oldest girl works at Stafford and came home sick with it, and had not got well when the rest was taken down with it, so we had Sissy sick with it at the same time. I was sick 1 week in July, and had got better when Sullivan's children was taken sick, and then there about a week that he had to be in the house with them. He worked Friday and Saturday, and was taken sick on Sunday, and then I had to be there a good deal of the time for a week or more, and our being sick, children and all, made us very late. with the haying, as we had taken one farm to the halves. We had, when he died, 20 acres or more ground to mow over, which made it half for father and myself, as it was some ways from home. Lydia says tell you that she's got 4 boys and 1 girl on her own. The oldest 11 years, and the youngest a little over 2, which she is trying to wean. My oldest girl is 14. She now has gone back to Stafford to work. It has been very sickly the year past that there ever was in so short a time since the oldest person's remembrance, and a good many sick now. Dear brother and sisters, I hope you will excuse me for not writing you often, as I think I have a reasonable excuse, as I cannot tell the time of when you last wrote. I hope you have not forgotten us, as we live some ways apart, any more than we have you. It is not because I have forgotten you that I have not wrote oftener. It is because I have been rather slack, and I think you have been as much so or more. I hope for the future you will awake up to your duty, and write to us oftener, and I will forgive your past offenses if you will do better in the future. One word more and I close. Write to me as soon as you receive this letter, that I may know that you have heard of the death of Brother Sullivan. I long to see you all, but how soon or when I know not, unless you come and see me. I close bidding you adieu, and ascribing myself your affectionate brother, Isaac B. Booth. Lydia Booth.
In the early to mid-1800s, really the years before the American Civil War, news of a relative's passing sometimes took weeks, if not months, to notify all parents, siblings, and children. In this case, it was Lydia Booth Brooks' brother, Sullivan, who had passed several weeks before the letter reached her, and her husband, John, from her brother Isaac. Isaac's brother-in-law, John James Booth, whom the letter was addressed, passed 13 years later at age 68, in June of 1858. His wife, Lydia, would pass in 1870 at age 79. Both are interred in Maplewood Cemetery, in Boston, New York.
We are fortunate to be able to transcribe and share these old writings of how things were generations ago. We have the late Mrs. Lydia Booth Canfield, of the Boston and Concord area, to thank for that, as she had saved many keepsake notes and family letters as heirlooms over her lifetime.